Picture this. The car makes a noise you've never heard before, and 3 days later, you're handing over more than $800 for a repair you didn't see coming. Or the dentist says you need a crown. Or your car insurance renewal lands in your inbox, all 6 months due at once. For a lot of people, that single bill is enough to throw the whole month into a panic. And it's not because they're bad with money. As of 2026, a Federal Reserve survey found that nearly 4 in 10 American adults couldn't cover a surprise $400 expense with cash without borrowing or selling something. But here's the thing. Many of those bills aren't actually surprises at all. We know they're coming. We just don't have a plan to be ready. And the simple tool that fixes that is called a sinking fund. Welcome back to MoneyWise Academy, where we turn confusing money topics into simple, practical lessons you can actually use. Today, you'll learn exactly what a sinking fund is, how it differs from an emergency fund and a plain savings account, and how to set one up step by step, even if you've never saved a dollar on purpose before. By the end, those big, once-in-a-while bills will feel a whole lot smaller. So let's start at the very beginning. In simple words, a sinking fund is money you set aside a little at a time for a specific expense you know is coming. That's it. You pick what you need to pay for, figure out the cost, and save toward it in small chunks instead of getting hit with the whole bill at once. Think of it like filling a bucket, 1 cup of water at a time. Each month, you pour a little in. You're not trying to fill it overnight, but by the time you need the water, the bucket is full and ready. A sinking fund works the same way. The name sounds a bit gloomy, I know, but it actually comes from the world of business and government finance, where companies set money aside over time to pay off a big debt or replace expensive equipment down the road. You're just doing the same smart thing on a personal scale. Now, why does this matter for your actual life? Because most of us don't run into money trouble from the regular monthly bills. We've kind of made peace with rent, groceries, and the electric bill. The trouble comes from the irregular ones, the expenses that don't show up every month but absolutely show up. Car insurance billed twice a year. The holidays, which somehow surprise people every December even though they land on the same date every year. Back-to-school costs, a vacation, new tires, your yearly subscriptions all renewing at once. When you don't plan for those, you end up reaching for a credit card, and then you're paying interest on a bill you could have seen coming a mile away. A sinking fund flips that around. Instead of borrowing after the expense, you save before it. You get in front of it. Okay, so how do you actually build one? Let me walk you through it, one small step at a time. Step 1, name the expense. Be specific. Not save more money, but save for car insurance or save for holiday gifts. A sinking fund works because it has one clear job. And when the money has a name, you're far less likely to spend it on something else. Step 2, figure out the total cost. How much is this thing going to run you? If it's a renewal, look at last year's bill. If it's a vacation, add up the flights, the hotel, and the spending money. Get an honest number, and if you're not sure, round up a little so you're not caught short at the finish line. Step 3, pick your deadline. When do you need the money by? The holidays are in December. The insurance renews in June. Your deadline tells you how much time you have to save. Step 4, do the simple division. This is the whole math, and it's easy. Take the total cost and divide it by the number of months until you need it. That's your monthly contribution. We'll do a real example in just a second, so don't worry if that sounds abstract right now. Step 5, keep it separate and automatic. Open a separate savings account, ideally a high-yield one, which just means it pays more interest than a basic account. Keeping the money apart from your everyday checking means you won't spend it by accident. Then, set up an automatic transfer on payday so the saving happens without you even thinking about it. Money you don't see, you don't miss. One quick note. You can run several sinking funds at once. One for the car, one for the holidays, one for travel. Keep them in separate accounts, or keep them in one account and track each goal on a simple spreadsheet or budgeting app, whatever's easier for you to stick with. All right, let's make this real with some round numbers. Say your car insurance costs $1,200 a year and you pay it in one lump sum every 12 months. Getting hit with $1,200 in 1 month hurts. So instead, you divide $1,200 by 12 months. That's $100 a month. Every payday, $100 quietly moves into your insurance sinking fund. When the bill finally lands, the money is already sitting there, waiting. No panic, no credit card, no scrambling. You just pay it and move on with your day. Let's do one more, because the timeline can be shorter. Say you've got a $1,000 holiday budget, and it's June, so you've got 6 months until December. $1,000 divided by 6 months is about $167 a month. Tuck that away starting now, and you walk into the holidays with cash in hand instead of a January credit card hangover. It's the same simple math every time. Total cost divided by the months equals your monthly amount. Now, here's where a lot of people get this wrong, so let me save you some trouble. The first is mixing up a sinking fund with an emergency fund. They are not the same, and the difference matters. An emergency fund is for what you can't predict: a job loss, a true medical emergency, a surprise you never saw coming. A sinking fund is for the stuff you can predict, the expenses you know are on the calendar. If you keep rating your emergency fund for predictable bills like car registration, it stops being there for the real emergencies. Keep those two jobs separate. The second is starting too many funds at once. It feels great to set one up for everything in week 1: the car, the vacation, the couch, the wedding. But spread your money across 10 goals, and none of them grows fast enough to help, so you get discouraged and quit. Start with 1 or 2 of the most pressing ones and build from there. The third mistake is dipping in. The money's just sitting there, so it's tempting to borrow from your vacation fund to cover something else. The trouble is, once you start, the fund never reaches its goal. That's exactly why keeping it in a separate account, a little out of reach, helps so much. And one more. Don't expect it to be perfectly stocked in your very first year. If your insurance bill hits next month, but you only just started saving, you won't magically have the full amount yet. That first cycle is always a bit of a transition. Sinking funds really shine in year 2, once you've gone all the way around the calendar once. So what can you actually do this week? Keep it simple. First, grab a piece of paper and write down the irregular expenses you know are coming in the next year. Things like insurance, the holidays, car maintenance, that annual subscription. Second, pick just one of them to start with, the one that worries you the most. Third, find the total cost, divide by the months until it's due, and you've got your monthly number. And fourth, open or choose a separate savings account and set up one automatic transfer for that amount on your next payday. That's it. 4 steps and you've already started. Quick reminder before we wrap up. This video is for general education only, not personalized financial advice. So for anything specific to your own situation, it's always worth checking official sources or talking with a qualified professional. So let's bring it home. 3 things to remember. 1. A sinking fund is money you save a little at a time for a specific planned expense, so it never blindsides you. 2. The math is simple. Total cost divided by the number of months equals your monthly amount. And 3. Keep it separate from your emergency fund and automate it so the saving happens on its own. Do that, and those big once-a-year bills stop being scary and become just another thing you've already handled. If this made sinking funds finally click for you, give the video a like. It genuinely helps other beginners find us. And if you want to keep building these money skills one calm lesson at a time, subscribe and come back for the next one. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next lesson.